Good morning everyone. Welcome to my YouTube video today. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Just a couple of things before I start today's little project. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. You're welcome to hop in there and follow that group if you're interested in my cards. There's no PDFs or tutorials in there. It's just the cards that I make at my workshops and classes. My Facebook group, very large group, over 12,000 members. You're welcome to join. There is, if you type in Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials and then request to join, there are 2 questions there that you need to answer. One is why you wish to join the group, and the other is that you agree to the rules of the group. It's a very large group. I share all my projects in there with tutorials and videos. I do live videos every Saturday morning, and all the PDFs are in the Files tab. I do pin my live videos to the top of the group as well in the Featured tab. So you're welcome to join that group if you're not already a member. I have lots of lovely ladies in there. It's a group to share your cards and your hit tips. It's not just my tips and tutorials, it's for everyone. If they've got any handy hit tips to do, or if they've got any projects that they've done, if you post them up and you're willing to share what you've made, the tutorials for it, love to see them. My YouTube channel, as I mentioned, is called Creative Gems, and that's what we're watching today. These are this is the project that I'm doing. This was my swap. Last week I did a video on my pillow gifts I did for my ladies. It was a little hexagonal box. These were my swaps that I used, that I made for on stage. I did 30 of them and handed them out on stage. When you watch this video on stage will be finished, but I am recording, so I've recorded it before I go down. Looking forward to that. So we'll just put that aside and we'll get started. Now this is a really simple block box. The only gluing there is gluing the decoration on it. If you wish to decorate it, you don't have to. Other than that, it's an open out flat, and I've got a template here of a couple that I've done. That's what it will look like after you've scored and cut everything. I've already typed up the measurements for you, so we'll get on to that in a minute. But that's what it's going to look like. And we shall get started. I did have another dummy template there in that one, but that was just my original one. So what you will need, these are the materials. It's called No Glue Flat Fold. The only gluing is your DSP. There's no gluing for the actual box itself. The materials, cardstock, my base is Berry Burst. It's 11 inches by 8 inches. And the mats, these little DSP mats, there's 6 of these. They measure 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I've chosen a piece of ribbon. This is a retired ribbon. It was out of one of the previous mini catalogues. It was called Iridescent Ribbon. It was in the 2023 mini white. It's white and it's got a shimmer to it, so it sort of changes colour. Very pretty. You need a soft ribbon to be able to tie a bow. And there's 14 inches of that piece. So I'll put that aside. We'll put these aside and we'll do some scoring. I shall move that aside. I've got the scoring measurements here, so I'll leave that there for a sec. But they will be in the PDF, so you don't really have to write them down. I will move it because I need to look at it this side. So on the long side first, we'll put that over there and we'll pull our arm out here. On the long side, we're scoring at 1 inch. Just move those over. Cut a blade out of the road. 1 inch, 2 1/2. 4 inches, 7 inches, 8.5, and 10. And then on the short side at 1, 1 inch, 2.5. I'll tell you the name of the paper in a minute that I used for this one. 5.5. And 7. I should know those off by heart. I made 70 of them all together. Took me a little while to get them all done, but I didn't do it all in one go. I spread it out over a week or so. So we can fold and burnish all of these. The DSP, this little flowery, it's berry burst, bubble bath, and looks like garden green or one of those colours. That's from the Delightfully Eclectic. It's a big pack that's in the annual catalogue currently. It might retire at the end of April once we get the new catalogue. So we shall fold and burnish all of these score lines. And then I'll use my template. I do suggest that you create yourself a template first. On my PDF, I'll show you from here, I do have a layout of how it should be cut and scored, and I've also got that photo there of where your DSP goes. So go by the PDF, but I do suggest you do yourself a template first, so then you can compare when you're doing the real one. You can make sure that you cut in the correct places on the correct score lines. There's another one there, I think. Yes. It'll be hard to see on this colour cardstock. So that's all of those. Now I'll bring in my template and show. We have got another little bit of scoring to do, but we need to cut pieces off first. Now to start with, you're going to cut, now there's 2 score lines here. This is the centre of your box this way. So this section here, you're going to remove this outer section here completely, which is this piece here. And that's on all 4 corners. So we'll cut up that. You could use this on, because it's a long piece, you could do it on your trimmer, but for quickness today I'll just do with my scissors. So all of those corners, there's 6 sections of scores that you're removing. This is not a difficult project to make. That tab on that, in that middle section, will be the top handle sort of part where the ribbon goes through. And this last one. Oh, I nearly went too far. I was not watching and I just kept cutting. Lucky I stopped. So that's those 4. Now you can do this the last lot of scoring. You can set, and you will need, I'll have to get, oh no, there's one here. Yes, that one will do. So this little square here closest to this cut corner here, so it's the one closest to your tab here, it needs to be scored, and you need to score from that point on the inside to the outside. Make sure it goes in that direction. And I'm going to use this with my ruler. I have a metal ruler somewhere. I think I put it away. Not sure where. Not in there. Can't remember. So we'll use this one. I do have a metal ruler. So it's going from that point there to the outside. I'll just move that out of the road underneath. From there to the outside in that corner square, you're just going to score on the diagonal. Make sure you go from inside to outside on that angle. Same here, inside, top left to bottom right. This way, as long as you start in that middle point and go out. Middle point to out. I'll just get a mouthful of water. So you can see there we've gone out that way. So it's pointing outwards on each score. Now, the next piece, we're going to hole punch. So what I did, I just held this up like this. I think it was, I did measure this. Which way did I go? I think I put it this way. Yes, I did. So fold those in, and I just guesstimated in the centre of these for your hole punches. So this will come in. You can fold on those score lines. They will automatically fold inwards. They go into mountain folds. Might just burnish those as well. Just give them a push inwards and burnish on them. Did I do that one? Yes, I did. It's hard to see the score line. So all of those go inwards, and they go in. These will go backwards. Doesn't matter which way you fold them to start, you can redo them afterwards. So the top outside edges come backwards, like so. And that will come up. So when you're putting your box together, these will push inwards. I shall get one out and show you one of these. I'll just give you a quick look in here. I do have little tissues in here as well. They fit nicely. I'll take that ribbon out. And as you can see, they fit perfectly. I got these online. They're just little pocket tissues, and they're going to go in there. So these diagonal score lines, push them in first, and then they will go over the top. And then that comes in and this comes out. If that makes sense, they will sit like so. But you need to push those in first. So we'll push them in. Just trying to get them in properly. I don't know if I burnish that one. Might help if we push this up first and then push those in. It just needs to hold your nose right. Once you've done a few, you'll get the hang of it. So they will come in like that, and then that will sit up like that. That is your box. Now I'm going to hole punch. What I'm going to do, which I do recommend, is just do, say, an inch in from each side. You don't want them to, maybe an inch, oh no, an inch is enough. So we're just going to go this way. I'll just put a little pencil mark about halfway across, but at the inch mark, and another one on this side in about an inch. And you can hole punch these through the two thicknesses. I've got a handheld punch here that's not Stampin' Up, but it works well. I'm sure a lot of people have got a punch, a handheld hole punch. Where did I put mine? It's this one here. I think I got it from Spotlight. It's Fiskars brand. It's about 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch in diameter. Not sure whatever that size is. So I'm just going to go in here, go onto that pencil line. So it's sort of halfway both ways, and punch. And then the same on that one. And punch. You won't see them if they're not exactly lined up because the ribbon will cover it. You can imagine I had to do 30 of these. My wrist was a bit sore. I think I did them in stages. So that's that. And then the ribbon will go through. I'll put the ribbon on in a minute. We shall decorate these pieces. So the parts that, and it doesn't matter when you decorate because you're not gluing anything, it's going to go around those 4 edges and these 2 top ones. So we'll open that out flat again because it's easier to put the paper on when it's flat. So we want, and these aren't directional, so if anyone watched my video last week, I ended up with birds upside down, but I've since fixed it, so you'll see on the PDF they're the correct way around. And as you can see, this is one of my original ones that I made. That's where the DSP goes. You could just, if you do a template, just put some crosses on the sections. They only fit in one spot, so there's 2 on this outside edge. And 1 on the sides. When I choose paper to go with cardstock, the colours are on the backs of your packs. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you buy designer series paper, you can always look on the back of your pack for the colours that are in the pack on the paper. And when it's something lightish like this, I try and pick the less predominant colour out of the design, which is the berry burst in the centre of the flowers. There's less of that. There's more of the pink and green. And then use that for your base colour. That's just a little hint that I go by. Sometimes you like to match it more with the flowers. But I think that, like if I put Petal Pink as my base, or Bubble Bath, not Petal Pink, Bubble Bath, it would sort of look a bit bland. It needed a bit of pop. So we did the lesser of the colour. This one here is Boho Blue, and the Boho Blue is just those little dark pieces. The background of that is a lot lighter blue. So that's all of those, and we're pretty much finished, except for there's not a lot of cutting in this, so you'll see now these are going in easily. Just push your fingers in there, and these will come over the top. They go in first, and then this comes over the top, and then we'll get our ribbon. Just poke it through. If you make a point on the end of the ribbon, it's easy enough to thread through 2 holes. This ribbon is a little bit thicker than the other one I used, but it's not too bad. I wouldn't suggest getting a thick ribbon. It doesn't hold too well. Just make that straight. Tie a bit of a bow if we can. Pull it reasonably tight. This is not too bad a ribbon because it's stiff enough that it's holding while you tie your bow. Just need to get my finger in the right place. In saying that, there we go. will get untied again later. It was about 14 inches of ribbon, which is quite sufficient for a nice little bow. And that is our little box. And these are the other ones that I have done. The other one I've pulled apart, but they're the boxes. That was my swaps for Melbourne in 2024. Hope you like that. I did transport them down already flat, and I assembled them down there, so that was an easy way to do them. It didn't take up much room, and I had my friend there to help assemble them anyway. That's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Just give these little projects a go. Last week's was my pillow gift, and it's a lovely little one too. And I shall catch you all again next week. Have a lovely week. Bye for now.